Dave made this beat.
Welcome to Slack 316. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy. Welcome back, Slack fam. What's good, y'all?
What it do? Another week in sports, another chance to join hands with the Slack family and, throw our comments out there. We see a lot of Slackers in the building already. Want to welcome everybody in. We got Pops in the building.
Yes.
We got Moms. We got Kelly. We got Stephanie Washington and as well, all checking in. Want to say welcome to the show. Thank you for being a part of it as always. And some cool comments already coming in we'll get to, but before we do, we'll do our normal check-in real quick. And Strizzy, how you feeling?
I felt pretty good, man. I had a pretty legit weekend. Got to go hit the Panthers-Cardinals game, and man, we were getting obliterated at the beginning of the game, but had a crazy comeback. I feel like God gave us every single chance and opportunity he could to get us to win that game too, because in the fourth quarter it was just Cardinal penalty after penalty after penalty, and for whatever reason, Bryce just could not get it done. It was actually kind of sad, truth be told, but still, great time with my cousin. I was telling you a couple of weeks ago, like he's through the graces of God, you know what I'm saying? He was doing a life sentence for something that he truly didn't do, and they found some essentially new evidence that allowed him to get out, and he's a big Panther fan too, so we got to go see our first game together essentially with him since him being out. So that was really cool. That was really dope. And then, obviously we'll talk about it a little bit more. We got, big Luna's birthday party too. So I got to hang out with the fam and celebrate her as well. So that was too dope. You know what I'm saying? Happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, definitely was a great weekend. But that's so cool that you got to go there. And I want to know when we get into football too, whether you think says more about the Panthers or the Cardinals too, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But yes, we'll have to talk about that a little bit more. And definitely Stephanie Washington agree. What a blessing. Anthony Wesson, he said we joined the Panthers in the 0-2 club. Definitely want to talk about that as well. Yeah. But Moms also agrees. What a fun football weekend. It was really dope. But we'll jump into it. We'll knock the show out because we definitely got some NFL news. We got some MLB stuff. We want to look at. The playoffs are really soon. And then WNBA playoffs have already begun. So a few quick topics to hit on. And before we do, we definitely got to round out our panel with our last member before we fly right in. We got to welcome in our brother, Marcus. What's good, Marcus?
What up, people? What up, fam, man? We here, man. Happy to.
Absolutely.
Man, thank you for checking in with us. And I was going to ask you, did you guys do that in Texas where you were from? If you went through a tunnel, would you hold your breath? Did you ever hear that?
Yeah. Well, we didn't have a lot of tunnels. We had a lot of bridges where I'm from. Okay. So it was a bridge thing. You hold your breath and close your eyes the whole time. But my dad, he didn't let the boys do that. We had to be tough, so we had to toughen out. But yeah, we didn't have any tunnels, but we had big old bridges over water though. So yeah.
Got you. I was wondering if that was just like a how that spreads. You know what I'm saying? All these different things that we do as kids. Yeah. I wonder how they move around so much. But all right, let's jump into it real quick. I want to jump on NFL first. Any games that stuck out, as we always talk about, right? Any games that kind of stuck out or were surprising. And then also, while we're preparing for that, I did want to talk about some quarterback injuries. There was 4 different quarterback injuries this week. Some a little bit more than others as far as like the severity and the time out. And then, so that was kind of interesting, put an interesting spin on it. But which games, and Strizzy, I know you talked about the Panthers, Cardinals being there. Do you think that means the Cardinals are more of like a fool's gold at 2-0, or do you think that the Panthers got themselves back in that game? How did you feel about that?
Honestly, a little mixture of both. We're talking about, we always talk about, first 2 weeks, first 3 weeks, who are the contenders and pretenders. And so far, I think the Cardinals defense is actually looking better than it's been in quite some time. But I still feel like Kyler Murray is their kind of Achilles heel. I feel like he's obviously he shows, sometimes where it's like, dang, man, it's like if he could be like this all the time, like Cardinals got their guy for the future. But I'll say most of the time, and he's kind of the problem. You know what I mean? I feel like the Cardinals are going to get into this position where they have these, Trey McBride is a beast, like, you know what I mean? And Marvin Harrison Jr. is a beast. I even like Trey Benson, the running back that got behind Connor right now. Yeah, beast, you know what I mean? And it's like
Eddie Ford is nice too, the tight end.
No, he's a good tight end for sure. And they got some great defensive players. Buda Baker, bro. Calais Campbell. I know he's not gonna be there for long, but man, he was killing us at like 38 years old, bro. I'm like, bro is really turning back the clock.
Still got it.
Yeah, for reals. But I still feel like Kyler might be kind of the Achilles heel. So I think that he had a lot to do. Oklahoma quarterback. Yeah, I feel like he had a lot to do with the Panthers coming in, and catching up, and then also too, just a lot of defensive penalties. And it's crazy because obviously the Cardinals fans are booing and hollering, but honestly, every single last one of those penalties were pretty solid. You know, I'd be able to watch them, the defensive holds, the roughing the passer, after the throw, things of that nature. It was like, okay, well, they kind of did it to themselves. You know what I mean? Like it was like the fourth quarter last drive. They just kept doing it to give the Panthers new life. The one thing I will say that really, when you're watching a game in person and you see these quarterbacks throwing the football and kind of zipping it, you know what I mean? It looks like they got some force on the ball, but it's only when you see them in person kind of like how strong or weak their arm is. And man, I'm really worried about Bryce. Like I'm really worried. He is such a small dude, bro. He's so tiny. And like every single ball was just underthrown. It was at the receiver's feet behind him. And you can tell it was just the strength of his throw. It's just not there. You know what I mean? So we couldn't throw anything over the top. It had nothing to do with the defense. It was just his arm strength. But shouts out to the rookie, though. I always pronounce his first name wrong, but
Tet.
Yeah, just call him Tet. But dude, that kid runs routes with the best of them. Like he was just open all night. Like he was killing their defense. So he was just open. So yeah. So that was really cool.
17 though, man. I thought he was gonna be that guy for y'all.
Man, me too, bro. He not. I don't know what to do. He's fun. He's a character, but God, like watching him too was just super frustrating as well. But yeah, you talking about Xavier Legette, fun character, but yeah, I don't know if he's gonna pan out. I don't know if he's gonna take a little bit more time, but seeing the rookie come in and just being that good right now, it's like we have a legit number one receiver now, and I kind of miss Baker Mayfield, if I'm being completely honest.
I feel it. I want to welcome Unc to the show. He said, "What's up? Hello, fam." And also, Pop said, "Aunt Gloria, Jay, and Jazz are watching. What's good,
hey, family? What's going on, guys?
Welcome in, Aunt Gloria, Jay, and Jazz. And from what I understand, Jay wants to be a podcaster when he gets big. So, what I'm saying? Let us know. Let us know, cuz that's what's up. All right, Marcus, what did you? I want to hear your thoughts on the Cowboys, but any other games that surprised you too? And what I'm saying, I still got my seat ready for you. So,
yeah, almost. We'll talk about that later. But I wouldn't say a particular game. I think it had a couple of good games, but it was a player that kind of surprised me a lot. Was DeAndre Hopkins. I was blown away on how he played something. I really thought he was done. How he ended in Arizona and how he went to Kansas City last year. He did okay, but to see what he did Sunday, like he still got something in the tank. So that was kind of cool to see. You can't count a player out. It depends on who believe in him and the quarterback believe in him. And he did feel like that because the two touchdowns he caught, it was like, wow, like he caught that, That's the old how we seen back in the day. So I wouldn't say a particular day, a game, but I would say that wasn't a close game at all either. But I was just saying how he's making a comeback. He might have that team out be pretty good. And also that same game, I haven't really seen Gary play like a almost a full game, but to see how dominant he is against Lamar Jackson, because normally Lamar Jackson, he's a running quarterback, you can't get him, but he makes Lamar look like a regular quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And for him to do that, it's just insane how he got paid, and you can see why he got paid. You know what I'm saying? How he played, how he worked a game, how it's divisional game, and even though they're not a good team, he still shows up and still plays hard. And that's what you want to see in a player like that. So to see Gary and Hopkins do what they did that game was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I feel you. It was weird that the Ravens, they couldn't really run the ball against Cleveland, but it didn't become a problem because they just threw all day. But that you don't usually see a division team get blown out just like that. But we knew the Ravens were going to take out some frustration after that Bills game for sure. So
for sure,
it was close until it wasn't.
Right.
Like that defense has been solid for years. They just offensively they can't get nothing really going.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was another one that was kind of a turn back to time for sure. Hopkins definitely showed he still got some skills. For me, the rematch, I did want to hear Anthony's comments on the rematch between the Chiefs and the Eagles. It actually was one of the most watched games in the first 7 weeks. I guess they did some type of thing. It was like the most watched game in the first 7 weeks of the playoffs. I mean, of the season, like any season, like in history or whatever. So they're talking about early season games that are watched like that. But I thought it was pretty good.
Time game though. That was weird. It wasn't prime time.
I don't get that from the jump. They shouldn't have. It was a 1 o'clock game too. Not even like the 125 where you get like a little bit of stagger, so you get like that game kind of featured on its own somehow. But that was surprising. But Anthony says Eagles are beatable. Chiefs didn't have horses on offense. I don't know where they're going to get them from though. That is, I think, the problem. But they're 0-2. But obviously you can't count them out.
They've been there before.
Yeah,
they gonna grab somebody. They're looking. You know what I mean? Like we ain't really heard nothing yet, but they're looking.
Yeah,
they're not gonna wait for Rashee Rice to get back. They're looking for somebody.
Yeah, and it does suck that Worthy got hurt, especially because he got hurt from friendly fire. So him being out too, that's tough. But yeah, like we said, can't count the Chiefs out. It's early.
They love it like this too. So people come out and they're gonna be on the radar. And then come out of nowhere and doing everything. So they not to get me this year. I see y'all. I see what y'all up to. Not doing that to me this year.
For a team that I think they went to 5 Super Bowls and won 3 in the past 6 or 7 years. Like for a team like that, they always are somehow doubted and counted out. So they're always kind of like that. Oh, that's funny. Pop said Strizzy told me stop believing in the Chiefs because they are not the same team.
They're not. I'm saying,
you're ready to let it not count them out.
No, not like that. So me and Pop at the birthday party on Sunday, I was telling Pops we have a habit of always believing a team is who they are based on the past, right? Like think about how many years it took us to stop believing in the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? Remember that? It's you know what I mean? It's oh no, they're fine, they'll be good. But nah, man, they've been bad. You know what I mean? But not that the Chiefs are on that level yet. Obviously, Patriots lost, Tom Brady and Gronk and their coach and all that other fun stuff. But I think right now, I think we actually are kind of saying who the Kansas City Chiefs are based on who they have. You know what I'm saying? Who they have. So I'm I think they need somebody. They need another kind of that star player that they've always had, and right now they don't really have one. Even with the tight end, I'm drawing a blank. Yeah. Travis Kelce. You know what I mean? We saw his decline last year. You know what I mean? And so I can't imagine he's going to get better all of a sudden this year. So they need Rice back. I think Rice is the best receiver they have right now. But 6 weeks for him? The running backs have all kind of fallen apart. I think Pacheco hasn't been the same since his leg injury. So I think right now this is I was telling Anthony last week. Mahomes has to be Superman in order to win some of these bigger games. I think they're gonna get their first win this weekend. But to beat some of these better teams, Mahomes got to be Superman. I think that's how it is.
So what you're saying is they turn to the Golden State Warriors right now.
That's how they look at it, right? That's how. Yeah. Honestly, that's probably a better comparison. That's kind of a better comparison. They still got their guy. They got Steph. They still got Pat, but they need. Pat needs some help. Pat needs some help right now. He don't really have it.
Yeah, that is a good comparison for sure.
Yeah, that's a much better comparison.
We'll see when they get healthy though, but I'm not ready to count them out yet. Their division is not too strong, even though they lost to the Chargers already in the division, which is different for them,
Yeah.
But
I like the way the Chargers look too. I think that's another team to watch out for. I think Harbaugh's got them looking nice.
Yeah, and Herbert, we know his skills, his talent. If everything's working for him, he is a beast too.
Yeah.
And their defense seems to be doing good. But the Raiders are kind of, but still they handle their business.
Yeah. I think the Raiders are It was tricky. I don't know. I like Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll's going to have them right. I think this division is going to be a little bit stronger than it's been. Although I'll say the Broncos are surprising me.
Yeah,
and
the Broncos.
The Colts are surprising me. Danny Dimes is actually looking like a halfway decent quarterback through 2 weeks.
I was just going to say that,
man.
Yeah, you did.
You were like, he could do it over there. I mean, and things are working well for them right now. And he's definitely serviceable at least, you know. And then sometimes he can get to throwing the ball around. But yeah, the Colts are surprising me a little bit. But they're in another division where it's like that's not so tricky of a division.
True, that might be the weakest division this year. That's one of the weakest ones. Yeah,
you can jump up pretty quickly. So yeah, the Colts are kind of looking like the Broncos were last year, where they're like kind of just coming out of nowhere. So we'll see. Definitely got to talk about that Cowboys Giants though. Mom said Russell Wilson surprised me, and I think that was a mix of he was throwing the ball around, but the Cowboys weren't giving him any reason not to. Secondary, it's like just put a top on the defense. Like at least like how are you still letting people get behind you when that's what they've been doing all game? Those big plays and big completions hurt the Cowboys, but it made for a very entertaining game. That's for sure. Up, down, back and forth. But I'm glad the Cowboys came out on top, and it was cool to see them get a win. I think we kind of knew about them though. Like the offense is going to be fine. That's going to be good. That's where they put their strength in the offseason, but the defense is going to struggle a little bit. Especially without what's his name it's always been talked about. But I thought it was a really good game though. I was excited.
Who shall now be named.
Exactly. Oh, what's his name? But Dak is still he actually I think he was tied a record or is a record for most games in a row beating the same team whenever he starts against the Giants. That's crazy. That's a lot of games he has dominated. Yeah. Yep. Ever since Eli Manning got out of there, because Eli Manning was doing good in the Cowboy Stadium early on, they kept winning there, and then ever since then it's flipped the script. So, I like
next week
the Bears. So that should be interesting. I think it might be another similar game where it's kind of a shootout because the Bears offense is going to come ready with something. Ben Johnson's struggling. They're 0-2.
Their defense is really good too.
That's definitely a tough game to play an 0-2 team. So
right.
Yeah.
I think they got that game.
Yeah, it should be a good one though, for sure.
It's weird. I don't know if I like this or not, but I was looking at the opening ups and Bears opened up as a 3-point favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they opened up as a 3-point favorite. People have been like, "Nah, ain't no way Cowboys losing this game." So it's gone down since then. But like they opened up as a 3-point favorite. I was like, "Are we looking at the same two teams?" You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Well, they might think tricky. that the Giants are that bad, and also it is at the Bears, so maybe. But I like
that's probably why little home field love there.
Yeah, for sure. Anthony West says player that surprised me is Trevor Lawrence, just how he continues to make rookie mistakes. Yeah, I think I don't know. He's just solid, It's just. But the Bengals coming back in that game without Joe Burrow, actually. And Joe Burrow's backup had like 3 picks, and then they still ended up coming back to win that game. So that was a little bit surprising, the Bengals Jags.
The internet is basically saying Bengals need to go out and grab Jameis Winston from
New York,
from the Giants.
That'd be gangster.
Like him and Jamar Chase, because J-Mo gonna air it out. He don't care.
Yeah, he's
and receivers love him because they're just like, yo, just give me a chance, I'll go get it. So that he gonna break some records for a couple games with him and Jamar Chase. I'm telling you, he gonna throw some picks too.
Right,
he gonna throw some picks too.
But it's like, what do you got to lose? Anthony West's Browning isn't bad, and I agree. But still, he's not going to go out there and be dynamic. And the Bengals, they always start slow and end up starting slow. The first time they start fast, they're going to lose their guy for like up to 3 months. So that's rough.
And they prep for Joe Burrow.
Right. Pop says our defense got shredded, but made 2 big stops in overtime. And Bland should be back next week. And rookie cornerback is expected the week after. We got to get better on D. Yeah.
Bland got hurt?
Yeah, so Bland actually, after getting paid, he got hurt in the last game, and he didn't play this game.
Yeah,
which was part of the reason why they were getting bombed. But yeah, I am worried about center Connor Beebe too. He got an ankle injury, picked an ankle injury, because the offensive line was just starting to kind of do okay. But I don't know. It'll be fun to watch though. I'm not tripping. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that might be it. I did want to talk about Tom Brady last night and your guys' thoughts really quickly on him being in the owner's booth. In the coach's booth as a partial owner for the Raiders, and people are kind of drawing a little bit of attention to like, is his role with Fox as an analyst like kind of like giving him insider knowledge or whatever that he could be using as a Raiders owner, and apparently he's been talking to the coaches and stuff and putting influence on the game plan. I personally don't think it's a conflict, just because even though you're an analyst, like you're asking questions or you're like checking up on teams, like that's nothing that you can't do, and the teams can choose how they answer you too, like in the production meetings or whatever for him as an analyst. So I don't really think it's an unfair advantage, but what do you guys think?
He's Tom Brady. He's the best quarterback who ever played the game. And I just feel like people like that get more, benefits, and they can do things that other people can't do. And that's just how it is. Like it's a pleasure for him to even be a commentator to me, and for him to be able to do that. I just feel like he's the GOAT, and that's what happened with the GOAT. It's like Michael Jordan. Say Michael Jordan commentating, and he want to go. It just happened like that. I just feel like that. And before y'all try to go to and try to clip this, I'm not saying Michael Jordan the GOAT. I'm not saying Michael Jordan the GOAT. I'm just saying some
That
people think
clout
he's the
vex.
GOAT.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying if he does that, I think it just you get special privileges. I think so. That's how I feel. I don't have no problem with it.
Yeah, I don't think it matters either. I just don't think it matters. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's some ownership within the Raiders, but he's an analyst too. Like he's gonna talk football no matter what. Everywhere Tom Brady goes, what is he? He's talking football. Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about anything else Tom Brady has to say unless it's regarding the football. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously he's not gonna give any intel about his Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Like that's his squad. And what intel could he really give about any other team he's analyzing, say on Fox? You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's a big deal. I think more so people want to complain about something or just look at like, oh well, we did this with Magic Johnson. If Magic Johnson had to, bail away from the Lakers or whatever the case may be, then Tom should too. But I just don't think that's the case. It's kind of whatever.
Yeah,
I don't see any real unfair advantages. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And I get the Magic Johnson comparison kind of, but he was actually like talking to players specifically, and he was like in that GM role. So, but I get it for sure. It's kind of similar. But yeah, they're kind of coming up too, because like the Cowboys Bears, he's calling that game, and then the Bears' next opponent after that is the Raiders. So they're like, oh, is he going to be collecting information? But as Anthony Weston says, he said it's not working for the Raiders, whatever intel he's getting, because they are 0-2, so it hasn't really happened for them. That intel got them 9 points last night. Pop said he doesn't have a problem with it. So, yeah, I think it's kind of much ado about nothing, but I do think it's more so because of who he is and the attention. But kind of like you said, Marcus, like they ain't going to stop him and cause no problem. You're going to get that special privilege.
True.
So, Pop says, I don't think it has anything to do with his playing legacy. He's part owner, very smart. Of course, you would pick his brain. But, of course, it has to do with his playing legacy then, because that's why they want to pick his brain. They know they got value sitting there. It's not just like a regular owner who's just like putting in money but doesn't know football like that. So,
yeah.
Anthony said, tush push. What do you guys now? See, I still feel like it's the same. Like, if you have a problem with it, you got to stop it. But I don't like that they did show a couple clips from that game where it's like they were clearly like false starts. Like the guards were like getting an advantage and they were like going first. That's my only problem with it is like you got to watch it and make sure it's done legally. But from there, you just got to stop it.
Yeah. They're saying it's hard to officiate. But aside from that, like you said, you got to stop it. I mean, it's 4th and 1. Yeah, they use it on 4th and 1 type stuff. It don't matter to me.
I just feel like they're smart. The coaches and the players are smart. Because if you find a way to stop it, they do that and they pull out and the player goes out. It's a guaranteed touchdown.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they ready for somebody to try to stop it, and then you never know what they're gonna do now. You're going to guard the person going out, or maybe Jalen Hurts come out. It's gonna be hard to stop anyway. So it's the play you can't really do nothing about. It's 1 yard. So
yeah,
I just think it's gonna be something that's gonna be there unless you just ban it. Then you can't do it. And but as long as it's out there, I think it's impossible to stop. Honestly.
Yeah, I think for me, as long as they're not doing that on first down, second down, third down, and it becomes we're watching rugby, like as long as it, and I get you can't really mandate like what down, but if it was like they're doing it all the time or 20% of the time, then yeah, that's to me a problem. But 4th and 1, it is what it is. It's a technique.
I'm surprised nobody else has taken it yet, because normally you have somebody that people take it and do it too, but I'm shocked nobody has tried to do that yet.
I think the Bears did it last week, didn't they? Didn't the Bears do it?
They did something. They did actually. Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Because at first, though, you're right, Marcus. Like usually, copycat stuff. Like the first time the Dolphins did the Wildcat, they did it for like 3-4 games and started working. People were automatically doing it.
Even the Philly special, other people start doing that too, but I don't know.
They used to say it was because of Jason Kelce, like, oh, they got the right players and all that stuff. But I'm like, everybody's got an offensive line that can
for sure
mash. So I don't think you need any special players. So I don't know. Anthony says he's getting banned this offseason. Too many complaints. But they need, they tried to ban it last time, and they need like whatever it was, like 22 out of the 32 voters or 25, and they haven't gotten it yet. So
it's kind of crazy to me too, because like when you really think about it, it's just a different formation for 4th and 1. 4th and 1, everybody does the quarterback sneak. It's just the offensive linemen just lined up a little bit more horizontally than they are kind of curved in to help push. But it's just another quarterback sneak. You know what I mean? Like the formation is just different.
Yeah, I agree. Kelly said I've yelled at UGA to do it in their games.
Tush push.
Sometimes it's like that. Anthony West said the problem is that the defense can't push players to counter it. It used to be illegal to push runners. But they're kind of pushing, but also they're just like pushing in front of him too. Like it's just that surge. It's just different.
But even outside the tush push, you can still push runners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your running back gets bottled up, offensive lineman can still go and push him to gain additional yards. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just I see where you're going, Anthony, but I just feel like you gotta figure out a way to stop it. You know what I mean? But
I don't think the thing is I play D line. It's kind of hard because the offensive line know the count. So if it was a part where it's like everybody know, okay, 1, 2, 3, I think then you can stop it. But when you don't know when they'll come off the ball, it's kind of hard to stop that because they have the advantage of knowing when the ball's gonna go. So gonna go, but change the name. Tush push sounds real.
He said, if anything, we change the name.
Yeah, ban the name, not the play. Let me see. Let me jump to. I want to jump to.
You said you were talking about you said the QB injuries. You said you were saying something about that.
Oh yeah, just Well, Burrow, this is the big one being out. Like potentially 3 months. But JJ McCarthy, yeah.
Oh damn!
And I guess he already had surgery. The other one, JJ McCarthy, he's out like 3 to 4 weeks. But my thing is, he hasn't played well. Like he played one good quarter against the Bears,
for sure.
But he was out all last year. He hasn't.
I think it's a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on him, even though the only thing we saw him was a couple preseason games last year.
Who was the backup for them?
Carson Wentz.
Oh, let's go, man. I'm all about a good story, man. Ever since my boy took his spot in Philly, man, he's been on the downturn. Think about it, him and Golf and Duck came the same year. Yeah. And Carson Wentz was like almost a play from being MVP, and who knows, a multi Super Bowl winner, So hey, this might be a great story, man. He might come in. What was the guy who Foley? Is it Foley or Foley?
Foles, yeah, Nick Foles.
Foles. He came in and ruined my guy's career, man. So hopefully he can do the same thing, man, because he was really good, man. I ain't gonna lie. He was one of the maybe at one time the best out of the 3 of those quarterbacks during that time, And people forget about Wentz came in the same year as Golf and Dak. So that'd be good for him, man. Hopefully he'll help him out. I mean, Don did last year, so maybe he can do the same thing. And get
he's got the coach, defense, and weapons to be successful. That's for sure.
Yeah, so I'm rooting for Carson Wentz, man. So let's go Vikings.
It is crazy though that he got replaced by injury, and then now they made a statue of Nick Foles now from that Super Bowl.
Way.
Yeah, they made a statue of the coach telling him like there's no coming back from that.
At least not there. Playing right now, I wouldn't be playing right now. Like this dude took my spot. won a Super Bowl, and like, what? You forgot about me? Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
So
All right, let's do let's skip over this other stuff. I want to talk about Canelo Crawford. Man, I thought Canelo was gonna have enough like that moxie. He's like the busier fighter, he's the younger fighter, and he's at that weight, right? Crawford's going way up to fight Canelo. Obviously,
two weights.
Yeah. Obviously, I love Crawford, and he has dominated every time we've seen him. But I was still, even the way I felt, I was still surprised at how well he handled this fight. Canelo didn't have nothing for him. He took him to school.
Yep.
He like it's a new term they say now. You get dog walked. He dog walked Canelo that whole fight. I know they got him winning round 5. They got Canelo winning that round, but I think only because he wasn't active. But I knew something was up at the beginning of the fight when that song started playing, and we all, okay, nobody said, we all thought that was Canelo coming out first. The whole arena though. But when I seen Crawford pick that guitar case up and walk with a smile, I knew it was over. Like, to think like that, the whole crowd is Latino Mexicans, and for you to play that song and they come out there like that, I knew it was something. And that first round, how comfortable he was, 'cause he wasn't nervous. Because, hey, think about it. It's going to be a good fight. We all know it's going to be a good fight. But for him to be comfortable at that weight, and then he didn't seem slow. He didn't seem like he was unsure. He had a game plan, and they executed that game plan from the first round to the 12th round. And I really believe if he wanted to, he could have knocked him out, but I think he wanted to show everybody, like, I'm that guy. I'm gonna fight him all 12 rounds. I'm gonna dominate him. And Canelo, he looked like an average fighter that fight. Canelo is a great fighter. He has power. He's a special fighter. But for Crawford to do what he did, I was shocked. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. I just couldn't believe it. And I gave way much respect to him for that. And maybe at the end of this, you guys can let me know. I want to know what you guys think about. What does it mean for him to get his belt back to Canelo? Is that like a thing he did? He don't want the belts. He don't care about the belts. But after you get your thing, Trizzy, you guys might know what that. I want to know what that means.
Got you. Well, I can do that really quickly. The belts are like custom made for you, basically, and it's almost like you held him at that point, right? So Crawford's still going to get his own set of belts. So him going to give him the belts, because you bring the belts, your belts to the ring, and technically he passed them over, right? Because he lost them. But those are really like for Canelo. So he gave them back out of respect, like, here, these are your belts, and now Canelo will have them as like trophies, like the fact that he had that belt at one time. But Crawford will still get his own set of belts custom made for him and everything, with like the little pictures on it and all that stuff.
But I just never seen that before. I never seen a player. I say maybe never showed it. I just don't remember seeing a fighter give it to, like, at the press conference, I guess I should say. Is it done behind the scenes normally or something like that?
Normally it would be if they would do it, though. That's
right.
the thing. Like, they don't always have to do that.
Oh,
that's what they were talking about.
Yeah, you could keep them.
Even though your name's not on them, you just keep the belts?
Because you won them. Like,
oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
Strizzy, what were you going to say, though? Like,
oh, no, I was just going to say, like you said, something that they don't necessarily have to do, but it was like just a crazy amount of respect from both of those guys. Okay. You know what I mean? So, Canelo was basically like, like he beat me, you know what I mean? And, let him, the pictures and everything else. And then, hats off to Crawford for taking him back to, to Canelo, in front of his wife and kid and things of that nature. But like Ada was saying, like, Bud's gonna get his own, so he gonna get his, his belts, you know what I mean? So, but the fight was awesome, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest, I was rooting for Bud, but I thought Canelo was gonna win, you know what I mean? Because like we always say too, like the challenger has to, like, really beat the champion when you go into decision, you know what I'm saying? And he did, because I in my head I was like, man, if Canelo wins this fight by any means, it's a
any kind of draw.
Nothing. I was about to be so upset, because he really did. He put it to him for the entire fight, man. So shouts out Terrence Crawford, bro. Like, we've been talking about Terrence Crawford for a long time, even on the show, just how great he is. And to like this is a fight that I'll tell Paul, this is a fight that boxing needed. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the fight that boxing needed. Back in the day, back in the 90s, like you had to beat the best to be considered the best, and boxing just doesn't really do that anymore. Everyone's focused on their legacy. Everyone's focused on I don't want to fight this dude because this dude might actually have a chance at beating me. You know what I'm saying? And so Terrence Crawford's undefeated. So to take a fight like this it's a big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal. And you know, he said it, man. BTA, you know what I'm saying, belt to ass, and he did that. So you know, shouts out. It was a great fight. I honestly I loved every minute of it, especially seeing Terrence Crawford come out on top.
So do you walk into the sunset? Because there's really nobody else for you to fight but Canelo again. So do you do a rematch and you fight him again, or because I don't know, you might I might be wrong, but is there anybody really out there worth like Canelo and Crawford was a big fight? Is there another fight out there that can be as big? Some people say Tank, but I don't think you go that way down and fight Tank really. But because I think Canelo is bigger than Tank. So do you fight him again? I think you fight him again. I think it's gonna be another big fight because even though you didn't knock him out, you didn't like kill him, you know, but you did dominate him. Do you fight him again? Me personally, I'm done. You know, I think I did what I'm supposed to do. Or do you fight him again? What do you do?
And he's 37. I think Canelo's 35. I think Bud's 37. So it's not like he's super young either. From what I'm hearing, and this is just, you know, whispers out in the internet and stuff like that. Canelo made over $100 million for this fight. So a lot of people are speculating he might go off to the sunset.
Apparently it was like 200 million. Apparently it was like they were projecting 200 million and Crawford was going to get 50 and Canelo was going to get 150. Yeah. So they both are like good to go.
But how though? How does he get 100 more? Like how?
Concessions.
Well, just because or are you saying why did they split it like that?
No, I'm saying like he get 150, he get 50. It's because if he would have won, or is it like that? It's how he got.
That was going into it. That was going into it. It was a 75-25 split, but Crawford was like, "That's fine, I'm good." Yeah. Like because he's like, "That's still more money he's ever made in a fight." Probably
for sure.
So he's like,
so where do you guys put his legacy? Because I'll be honest, I don't know that much about Crawford. I know he's a great fighter. But do you put him up there with the great fighter like the Sugar Ray, like the Mayweather up there like that? Because like you say he hadn't really got a purse like that. Is that because he didn't fight great fighters or?
Well, it was because I think what happened really with him is going way back is he had bad management. Like they didn't get him to the money fights. Like he was doing his thing and he was working his way through, and then it got to a point where he was the champ and there wasn't really anybody in his division, but he still wasn't getting the paydays. And then that's why he kept going up. And so I do have to put him up there really high, especially because like now at this point, like he's been undisputed at 4 different weights. Like, you know, most boxers are like, okay, they might move up a couple like as they age and as they mature, but then like you're not going to be like undisputed. Like he cleaned out all of one division, went up, cleaned out the next one, and then you go jump way up and beat the best person there in Canelo. Like I'm kind of like with you, like what more do you really have to do? So I think that cements his legacy, and I think that might be like, all right, that's it. I think pound for pound though, that man to make him one of the most at least active fighters, he's got to be number one. But like you said, like who more is there to judge or like fight, like, or are you just padding your stats at that point?
I had one more question, and I'm being for real when I ask this though. How come those out of shape looking trainers are the best trainers? Like what? Like when you in the gym, don't you supposed to be training too? There's no way old boy should have been like. I'm looking at him like, how are you somebody's trainer? Like is that? I don't understand, man. Like I don't get it, man.
Well, I feel like it's sometimes though, like it could be the other way around, but sometimes like the best coaches are people that can sit back and look at it and they could never do it. And so that's why they reach a certain level. Like, you know, like that's just to me, I don't know why, but I'm like, it's funny because it's like, you're right. It's like not the norm, but it's also stereotypical in the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can see it like
But I'm saying he
he
must
just
not
sits
be
back and
doing
just,
the mat, the
they
hold the
got
back.
people for all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny though. I get what you're saying though for sure. But he's like, I'm good.
Yeah, I see. I see, man. He's
But also
fantastic,
like
man.
with Crawford too, like I think that's been his same trainer for like his whole
I
career.
know. It been,
So like
yeah.
it's like he didn't go and find like a boxing trainer like a typical one. Like they just came up together. So
Yeah. And it's crazy. He's from Nebraska. He's from Omaha, Nebraska. Like you
yeah,
hear fighters from Detroit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
LA, he's from Nebraska, man. That's crazy, man.
yeah. Let's see. Alex saying Canelo should retire. Stephanie Washington saying he could retire. Anthony Weston saying Canelo's going to fight Jake Paul for one last payday. Now, Jake Paul is going to fight Tank Davis, which I think that's a mockery, but I could see Canelo fighting Jake Paul as well. They wanted to try to do it before. It's crazy how
I
Jake
don't think
Paul
Tank
makes
is
that
fighting
money.
Jake Paul. I don't think that's happening, man. You
You
think
think
that's
it's
gonna
going
really
to back
happen?
out?
Who? Hey,
Supposed
where is
to.
that promotion? You think they're gonna really fight Tank?
That's what they're saying. But it's going to be an
I'll be
exhibition. I don't
shocked.
think it's actually going to be because their weights don't match up. Like, and he's so much bigger than him. So I don't know. Do you know, Strizzy, is it going to be sanctioned or no? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know how it could be, because like the amount of weight that Jake Paul would have to lose to fight, because Tank don't go up. Tank fights his weight class. He don't really fight nobody else's. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, you got to come to me type stuff, and I just don't see how they can make that happen.
I
Jake's
don't
too
see him
big.
fight. I don't see him fighting him, man.
It says it's going to be an exhibition boxing match. It's scheduled for Friday, November 14th. And it's going to be on Netflix.
Yep.
If Netflix is putting up the money, they're going to go up.
Yeah, this will be another fight that.
So you said exhibition.
Anybody's record either.
Yeah, it won't go on his record.
But we say exhibition. Is it a real fight? Like you can get knocked out, or it's like I don't.
It's a real fight. It's a real fight, but it's also not. It doesn't count. So it's to me that's like a preseason game. Like if you're not gonna get yourself hurt, you'll be like, oh well, like. So it's like they're trying to fight real, but are they gonna go 100%? I don't know.
I just feel like Tank he'll knock you out. It won't go past the first round. Like I don't see him. I don't think he's that good of a fighter not to get knocked out by Tank. Tank is gonna be the best fighter he fought, right?
Well, yeah, but Jake Paul's also just the physical size. Like Tank knocks out guys that are his weight. So not that he doesn't have power, but I don't know if I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
If Tank move and put that shoulder down and come up, your jaw ain't the weight. Your jaw is the same as everybody else's jaw. You hit that jaw the right way, you dropping.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like Jake Paul is going to get himself in that predicament, because if you get in there and get knocked out by Tank, your career in boxing is pretty much done, really, to get those big arenas. But I just feel like he's going to find a way out of it, or it's going to be some kind of way where Tank not going to knock him out, because that's
money.
That's crazy.
Money. Longer the fight goes, the more money they make.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, I think Jake Paul last fought at 195, and Tank last fought at 135. So that's a big difference. But Tank doesn't have to cut for it, so maybe he'll come in heavier or whatever. But at the same time, if he's not training, he's not at his fighting weight, then I don't know if he's
But what does that say about Tank too in his career? If he's fighting this guy, what does that say about you? Okay.
I think he's just let me cash out.
Yep. Okay. Let me go ahead and get this money.
He hasn't lost yet either, right?
No, he did. He had to draw. He had to draw.
Oh,
and he has one no contest, but he technically doesn't have a defeat yet. And that might be why he's like, I'm out. Let me not mess around now, because he's kind of been struggling, not struggling, I should say, but slipping.
Okay.
That'll be good though. But I love the fact that the fight game is back. Honestly, I love when there's big fights.
Is it though?
Well, at least a little bit.
It seems like it's going back in the hiatus though. After these other couple fights, who else out there? Tank about to give it up. Crawford's done. Canelo he about to be done. Is it heavyweight? When I was a kid, heavyweight was boxing. That was the thing.
Right.
We wasn't crib about no weather, welter weight, and all that kind of stuff. But now we depend on those kind of fights to get us going. Like we haven't had a heavyweight since Lennox Lewis, though. I think if I'm wrong about that. Yeah, I know you got the Tyson Furies and the I don't count those guys are silly to me.
Right.
I'm just saying, like even the what's the other big guy he knocked out?
Deontay Wilder.
I just he's a joke to me. I don't think he's a real fighter. Like to me, like Holyfield, Lennox, Rick Bowe, and people like that. Like, those was like heavyweight boxers. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyson. Like these guys, I don't take them because they don't look in shape. You know what I'm saying? They don't look like they tone up like that. And I just feel like they're not really like they're real deal heavyweight boxer. But I don't know if heavyweight will ever come back. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Unc said Shakur Stevenson could move up in weight. Shakur Stevenson is another one. He's coming up, and he's undefeated.
Yeah, he's nice.
But there are some good ones like Bivol. He's going to be fighting again soon. Like he's like light heavyweight, but he's a bigger guy that actually is skilled in a boxer. So it's out there, but I guess you're right. I guess seeing this fight is going to be one of the last, like, okay, this is a great matchup we've been waiting for. So Stephanie Washington said Pacquiao. He'll still come out and fight Jake Paul again, probably for a payday if he could. You know he's ready. He stay ready.
Yeah.
All right, I got to jump off of here though. I think we did a good job though. The only other things we're going to talk about WNBA playoffs. They'll be moving into the second round pretty soon. And then MLB playoff starts 2 weeks from today. So we'll be talking about that a little bit more. But love having you guys with us. And then Thursday we'll do the whole NFL Week 3 slate. We'll make all of our predictions and we'll be back on Secure the Bag. So until then, that was Slack 316. I was gonna get the beers. I have some Modelo's left over. I was gonna play the music on the outro, but we'll get it next time. But for now, it's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy.
Bro Marcus, happy Tuesday, man. Peace out.
Dessert.
Peace.
And you say the truth. They open up my eyes.